Hey, what's going on, y'all? In this video, I'm going to explain to you what the Most High showed me and told me about the women last night. He showed me this in a series of two dreams, back to back. Okay? I'm going to tell you how it went. He told me that I'm about to bless the women abundantly. That's how he started. I'm about to bless the women abundantly. I'm going to lift them up. I'm going to hook them up. And then he showed me he told me I got a chance to see how they felt. They felt good. The women were feeling good. They knew that they were being blessed. They knew that things were on the up and up for them. They knew that they felt good, and they felt good. I'll put it that way. They felt pretty good. They knew that things were looking good for them. They felt good. And the first half of the dream was me experiencing seeing their blessing and seeing how they felt and how they felt good. And when I woke up from the first dream and I felt happy for them. I was just laying there and I said, that's good. I was feeling happy for them. I said, wow, that's good. The Most High, he's blessing the women abundantly. He's blessing them. He's in the process of blessing them abundantly. I said, that's good. And then I dozed off and I went back to sleep, and I came into the second half of this dream, and then it wasn't so good. I seen the women, he showed me the women were, okay, the women, he showed me the gay women. He showed me the ones that had the hair. He showed me the ones that had the shaved heads on the sides with the hair on top. He showed me many different women. But he showed me how even the gay women were like taking the place of a man while receiving all the benefits and the blessings of a woman, and how haughty they were. He showed me how all of the women, how most, he showed me all of the women that he showed me were straight and gay, how they were becoming gods in their own right. He showed me. I seen it. I felt it. I know what it feels like. I felt it. They were haughty. They actually felt like God. He showed me a penis, a man's erection. And I remember when I got to that part of the vision, I was like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. But no, you must see this, because it's a part of what's going on. It's a part of how they're abusing my blessing. And he told me that the man's penis becomes theirs, and they know it. That the man's private parts becomes theirs, and they know it. It's mine. Any one of y'all. It's mine. It's mine. It's me. As an individual woman, she knows that all of y'all's penis is mine. And that type of energy soared across the women, the women. It soared. That energy soared across these women, and these were Hebrew Israelite women, so-called black women, who he was telling me all about. Okay, now, also what he showed me, he showed me, it was one of those little lead pencils where it has like skinny lead. You could put the lead inside, and then when you click the top, the lead comes out slowly. He showed me the lead coming from one of those pencils at the bottom, growing, getting bigger and bigger, and coming out further and further. And that was an indication of their godliness. Like it was growing. He showed me that was his indication of me of how it's growing. Because when he first told me of their godlike um, thoughts, it was small. And then as it went on, the lead came out further and further, and that was an indication of their own self proclaimed godliness. It was getting big and it was growing. Then the dream started to get scary. I started to get scared for that because I see the way the Most High felt about it. Because he told me I'm blessing them. I'm blessing them. And look at what they're doing with it. Instead of using it to help y'all's situation, they're calling themselves gods and they're using these men as sex servants. And they're bragging about manifesting and being able to get their hands on what they want to get their hands on. And they're bragging about being independent goddesses when they could have helped the situation that we were in as a nation. It was a part of the test. He tested them and they failed miserably. They failed miserably. But that wasn't the end of the dream. These women began to fall. These women began to fall because the men began to rise up. I was one of them. Then he put me in the dream, and then I became brothers. I've established a brotherhood with strangers. These were men from across the street. They were men from across the street. Listen, or not across the street. It was a river. When you came out of my house, and it wasn't this place, it was a house like in a city. When you came out of the house, there was a river, then there was a street, and then there was brothers on the other side. And we established some men who I didn't even know. We established a brotherhood. We were cool with each other. We were friendly with each other. We joked. But we were serious about life with each other. And you know what me and these brothers would do? Because at this time, the women, that little front piece of that lead pencil, it was snapped off and it was in the water, going downstream, floating in the water, going downstream. And what me and the brothers would do is we would link together and then we would go in the water and get the lead pencil out of the water. We would rescue it. We would save it. And you already knew what it meant. He didn't have to explain. I knew what it meant because he told me what this indicated. He told me what this was an example of. So what we were doing is while these women were abusing their power and self-destructing, not knowing it, we as the men, we were grabbing them from their own demise and their own destruction. We were going into the water and rescuing them while they were going downstream. But they were hard-headed. The same pieces that we kept going to go get out of the water, it kept making its way back into the water. As soon as we turned our heads and we started focusing on our own conversation, that same piece would go back in the water. We would go back and say, the guys would go back across the river and across the street, and I would go back into my house, and we would link back up and go back in the water. That's when we met up the most to come and save these women from their demise, with their godhood, with their self-proclaimed godhood, going downstream. You know what happened? You know what wound up happening? We said leave it. I promise you, we said leave it. We said leave it. There was a day when, before my dream ended, there was a day. It was a rainy day outside. The stream was moving quick. And the brother was across the street, and we didn't meet up this day. We were yelling to one another. And it was like, are we going in? And I was like, I looked, I seen the lead. There were skinny ones, and then there was thick-leaded ones, like from like a regular pencil, like a thick-leaded one. There was thick-leaded ones, and there was the skinny ones. And I was like, nah. I said, nah, let it go, man. Maybe another day. Maybe another day, man, but nah. Let it go. And the brother was like, all right, man, let it go. Let it go. And the Most High told me, this is the destruction of these women who I blessed. They did it to their own self. They did it to their own self, he said. They misused it. They abused it. They misused y'all and abused y'all. They got puffed up. And even the ones that didn't call themselves gods. See, they're not all calling themselves goddesses and empresses and starseeds. It's not all about the one. It's not about what you say. He showed me the actions, and he let me see how they felt. See, I felt it. I felt what they were feeling. I felt it. And it's sad because I'm telling you now, it started off good. It did start off good. I remember how it felt when they first realized that, wait a minute, I actually got it going on in this place. I remember it felt good to them because they was getting what they wanted. And they abused it. And that's why I'm telling you right here, right now, they bring on their own destruction. This is when you see the women in the state that they're going into, just remember this dream. Remember this. Remember this. And remember Isaiah chapter 3, verse 16. I'm going to read it real quick. Next, he will judge the haughty Israelite women who mince along, nose in the air, tinkling bracelets on their ankles, with a wanton eyes, and rove among the crowds to catch the glances of men who want her or think she's beautiful. The Lord will send a plague of scabs to ornament their heads. He will expose their nakedness for all to see. No longer shall they twinkle with self-assurance as they walk, for the Lord will strip away their artful beauty and their ornaments, their necklaces and bracelets, their veils and shimmering gauze. Gone shall be their scarves and ankle chains, their headbands, their earrings and perfumes, rings and jewelry, and party clothes, and negligees, and capes and ornate combs and purses, their mirrors, their lovely lingerie, their beautiful dresses and veils. Instead of smelling sweet like perfume, they will stink. For sashes, they'll use robes. Well-set hair will fall out. They will wear sacks instead of robes. All of their beauty will be gone, and all that will be left to them will be shame and disgrace. Their husbands shall die in battle. The women ravaged shall sit crying on the ground, ravaged like rape. At that time, so few men will be left alive that 7 women will fight over each of them and say, let us marry you. We will furnish our own food and our own clothing, but only let us be called by your name, to be called by your wife, so that we will not be mocked by the old maids. Let us be called your wife, so that the Most High's reproach can be removed from us. Why does it say that? I'm going to tell you why. Let us be called by your name so that the Most High's reproach can be removed from us, because the women were created to be a wife. She was created to be a helpmeet. That's it. She wasn't created to be independent and come here and do for her own self. She was created in the beginning to be a helpmeet to the man. So when the Most High abundantly blessed her and she used the blessings for only herself, and then she used and misused men as her, she took them as her little portion and pushed them aside when she wanted, got you right into hell. Got you right into hell. And these women are going to realize that later. And they're just going to be yearning to be a wife and a helpmeet to a man when she sees the anger and the wrath of the Most High. She's going to know exactly what she did wrong. All right, y'all. So think about that, man. Please like this video. Please share this video. Let the warning go out, man. Peace.